Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, Lucy and I are diving into a topic that I know resonates with so many of our listeners. How to actually start speaking English when you're just beginning, and how to turn those small, everyday moments into huge leaps in your fluency.
Absolutely, Jane. It's such a common challenge, isn't it? You learn grammar, you learn vocabulary, but then when it comes to forming a sentence in real time about something like, "What did you have for breakfast?" suddenly your brain just freezes up. It's like, help! My English has left the building.
Exactly, and that's where the magic of talking about your day comes in. It's not about complex topics or philosophical debates, at least not at first. It's about the simple, repetitive things that happen every single day. The small habits, big results approach, right?
Oh, totally. Think about it. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you have breakfast, you go to work or study, you have lunch, you come home, you make dinner, you relax, you go to bed. These are universal experiences, and you already have the mental framework for them in your native language.
Right, so the idea is to translate those internal monologues or simple descriptions into English. And it sounds so simple, but the consistency is key. It's like building a muscle. You wouldn't expect to run a marathon after one gym session, would you? But small daily efforts, they add up.
No way. And what I love about this method is how low pressure it is. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're just trying to communicate your own reality. I woke up. I made coffee. I drank coffee. Simple sentences, but each one is a win.
Precisely. And for beginners, this is golden. Because you're using vocabulary that is immediately relevant to your life, which makes it easier to remember. You're not learning abstract words you might never use.
I mean, how many times have we heard people say, "I know so many words, but I can't put them together"? This is the antidote to that. You're actively practicing sentence structure, verb tenses, past tense for I ate breakfast, present tense for I usually drink tea, all in context.
It's like muscle memory for your mouth and your brain. And, let's be honest, it can feel a bit awkward at first, right? Talking to yourself or trying to articulate these simple things. That's where a tool like SpeakSmart can really come into play.
Oh, SpeakSmart. I'm so glad you brought that up. For anyone feeling a bit shy or unsure where to start, SpeakSmart is designed exactly for this kind of practice. It's like having a patient, non-judgmental language partner in your pocket.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It gives you daily scenario prompts, right? So instead of just thinking, "What did I do today?" it might prompt you with something like, "Describe your morning routine in 3 sentences." Or, "Tell me what you had for lunch and how it tasted."
Exactly. And the genius part is that it offers real-time feedback. You speak into it, and it can gently correct your pronunciation, highlight grammatical errors, or even suggest alternative vocabulary to make your descriptions more natural.
Which is exactly what beginners need, because sometimes you just don't know why something sounds off. SpeakSmart can point you in the right direction without making you feel embarrassed.
Yeah, it's all about creating that safe space to experiment and make mistakes. Because honestly, mistakes are how we learn, right? If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not pushing yourself enough.
So true. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I was so scared to mess up. I'd rehearse sentences in my head 1,000 times before saying them. But with this talk about your day method, especially with a tool like SpeakSmart, it's about quick, iterative practice.
Totally. You get immediate reinforcement, so you're building confidence with every single successful sentence, no matter how simple. I went to the store. I bought milk and bread. Boom, you just practice past tense verbs and common nouns.
And the beauty is, once you master the basics of describing your day, you can start adding more detail and complexity. Instead of just, "I ate dinner," you can say, "I cooked a delicious pasta for dinner, and it was so satisfying after a long day." You're expanding naturally.
Which moves you into adjectives and adverbs, connecting clauses, expressing feelings. It's a natural progression that starts with those tiny, consistent steps. It's not about jumping from 0 to advanced overnight.
Let's actually try a little demonstration, Lucy. Imagine SpeakSmart just prompted us with, "Describe your evening last night." I'll start.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with it.
All right. Last night I came home from work. I was quite tired. I ate some leftovers for dinner and then watched a documentary about nature. After that, I read a book before going to sleep around 10:30 p.m.
Nice. Simple, clear, uses past tense. Perfect. My turn. Yesterday evening I went to the gym. I lifted weights for about an hour. Then I met a friend for a quick coffee, we chatted for a bit, and I got home late, so I just had a light snack and went straight to bed.
See, that's exactly it. And imagine if SpeakSmart was listening, it might say, "Lucy, great use of past tense." Instead of "chatted for a bit," you could also say, "We caught up quickly" for a slightly more idiomatic expression, giving you those little nudges.
Precisely, or it might pick up on a tricky pronunciation. Like if I said waked up instead of woke up, it would gently highlight that for me. It's not about judgment, it's about refinement.
And the beauty of this consistency is that it builds confidence, not just in speaking, but in listening too. Because when you're forming sentences about your day, you're also training your ear to hear those same structures and vocabulary when native speakers use them.
That's a fantastic point. It makes the English around you less intimidating. Suddenly, a conversation you overhear at a coffee shop isn't just a blur of sounds. You're picking out familiar words and phrases because you've practiced them so much.
It's all about making English less of a school subject and more of a tool for life. And our daily lives are the most real-life scenario there is.
Yeah, and you can extend this beyond just describing your own day. Once you're comfortable with that, you can practice asking someone else about their day. What did you do this morning? How was your afternoon?
Boom, you've just moved from monologue to dialogue. And that's the ultimate goal, right? Real-life conversation. And Speak Smart also helps with those conversational prompts like ask your friend about their weekend plans or discuss your favorite hobby with me.
Which is amazing because the biggest hurdle for beginners often isn't just speaking, but initiating and sustaining a conversation. What do I say after hello? Speak Smart guides you through those natural back and forths.
It really bridges that gap from I know the words to I can actually talk. And it's those small, consistent efforts every day that make the biggest difference. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just talking about your life in English.
It builds that foundational confidence that allows you to then tackle more complex topics or even jump into conversations with native speakers without that paralyzing fear. You've already got so much practice under your belt, even if it was just talking to an app.
Exactly. So for all our listeners out there, don't underestimate the power of these small habits. Start small, talk about your day, use tools like Speak Smart for that guided practice and feedback, and watch how quickly your English fluency skyrockets.
You'll be amazed at the big results that come from these consistent, seemingly simple actions. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent and engaging with the language every single day. Make it a part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Lucy. So start describing your day in English, even if it's just 2 sentences. You've got this. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Thanks for listening and happy speaking. We'll catch you next time.